Courage is being scared to death, but saddling up anyway. That's the quote on the inside of my coffee mug this morning. John Wayne on the outside. And I love that quote. It's not only applicable to self-defense and emergency situations, but it's applicable to just about anything in life. So it's a great quote. And we're going to talk a little bit about courage. We're going to talk a little bit about attitude and commitment. Three important principles for defending yourself, but they're also important for succeeding in life. And we'll talk a little bit about both because, as you know, I want you to be safe. I want you to be able to defend yourself, but I also want you to enjoy life and succeed. So I want to help you in both areas. And this principle, based off the courage is being scared to death, but saddling up anyway quote, that can help you in all those areas. Appreciate you joining me with Coffee for Alain. It's really nice because, later in the evening, I'll see people commenting because they watched it later in the day. I see people have downloaded the podcast from Enjoy Life Safely website and Apple and Spotify. So it's really enriching for me to know that people are getting some value out of what I can share, and hopefully we'll continue to share more and more and more and more people will then be enriched by what I can help you with for staying safe and enjoying life. Good morning, Eric. Appreciate you being here. You're the first to say hi today. You beat Jay. Jay's often first. Eat pizza safely. Yep. Eric Bam is the person you want to go to if you're in the pizza business. His products and stuff that he does in the pizza world are fantastic. So if you are in the pizza industry, work at a restaurant, own a restaurant, look up Eric Bam and see how he can help you. So let's get back to talking about courage. And now, well, before we do courage, I'm going to say good morning to Jay. Jay, you were second today. Good morning. Always appreciate you being here. Courage. We all are scared. If someone says they don't get scared or they've never been scared, they're lying. Fear is natural. We all experience it. We experience it in self-defense and emergency situations, but we experience it in other areas of our lives too. And courage is just saddling up anyway, doing what you have to do despite being scared to death. I've been there. You've been there. We've all been there, right? It's natural. And we can get better at dealing with fear. We can get better at saddling up through training, preparation, and experiencing things and doing it in the first place. It becomes a little bit easier next time. Now, when we're talking about self-defense, training and learning techniques are important. Learning some skills to defend yourself. But courage, attitude, and commitment are probably your most important things to see you through. Obviously, we escape and we avoid situations. Our situational awareness will help us do that. If we can de-escalate a situation and not get to violence, that's preferable. But there are times when all options are off the table except attacking back and taking out the person that wants to hurt, harm, kill, take you. And that's what you have to do. You have to attack back violently. And it's going to be the attitude that you have. It's going to be the commitment that you have that are going to see you through more so than necessarily techniques that you might know. Good morning, Robin. Appreciate you being here as well. You can learn certain techniques, but if there's not an avenue for you to use them, the opening, they might not be worth anything. What might be worth the most is that ferocious, just clawing, biting, scratching, kicking, kneeing, elbowing, headbutting, palm, heel, hammer, fist, whatever tools that you have, just violently and savagely until that attacker has a pause that allows you to escape to safety. Remember, our goal for self-defense is not to punish a person. It's not to subdue a person. It's not to arrest a person unless you are in the capacity of law enforcement or security, where that's part of your job. But normal people, we're not doing that. We are attacking back savagely to create the pain and opening that we can then escape and get to safety. And then we let law enforcement go deal with the person. And that attitude, that commitment is what will see you through. In my live courses, I talk about bringing out the inner Fluffy. You'll have to attend a live course to get that story, but it's the important fact that you need to bring that from inside you. And then you use that commitment and attitude to see you through the emergency. And it doesn't matter if you're hurt, doesn't matter if you're shot. If you are alive, you keep fighting until you're safe. And you need to know what it is that you're fighting for. Okay? You need to have a reason to live and a reason to fight. Often for many people, that comes through family or faith. Don't care which one you pick, as long as you have something worth fighting for. And I hope a little bit of it is you. You are worth fighting for. You are worth it to survive. There's people counting on you, and there's things you need to do. So you have to have that attitude, that commitment that you're going to be a survivor. And that will see you through things way more than any kind of techniques or martial arts or combatives, that you can learn. You can learn all of that. And if you don't have the proper attitude and commitment, they won't see you through. You can have no training whatsoever, and you can have the proper attitude and commitment with the courage to act, and you can be a survivor. Dixon says Fluffy is a kitty cat, right? Yes, you've probably heard me tell that story because you've been to some of my live programs, Dixon. But yes, Fluffy is the kitty cat. So, and Kellen's here. Thank you. I appreciate you being here, Kellen. So those are the principles of survival. When it comes down to the real basics, courage, attitude, and commitment can see you through. Now, you build on those with the skills and training, and the more you know, the better you're prepared. But you have to have the courage, attitude, and commitment to use those skills, to use the training you have to be a survivor. Now, let's back up a second. And I said that these were success principles too. I'm talking about attacking back, being savage, viciously ripping a person apart so you can get to safety. Well, I also want you to have that same commitment, that same attitude, and the courage to pursue your dreams and pursue those things that are important to you. Many people let fear of something hold them back. Have the courage, have the attitude, have the commitment to see things through to help you succeed. Some people are afraid of speaking, something I never had a problem with. Since a young boy, I've always loved getting in front of audiences. The bigger the audience, the better. I mean, back in high school, the first time I talked to, over 1,000 people, it was like awesome, right? I love the bigger crowds and I love the small crowds. It doesn't matter. I love to present, but many people are afraid of doing that. So what do? Do you just never present? And does that hold you back at your work because you can't give an office presentation? Does it hold you back because you can't do certain things because you're afraid of that? No. You get your courage, you saddle up, you join something like Toastmasters, a very welcoming, inviting, safe place to learn some speaking skills. I've seen people enter Toastmasters terrified of getting in front of a group, and after a year or two, they can get in front of a large group without any hesitation or problems. It's a skill that can be learned, but you have to have the attitude and commitment and courage to start and then see it through. And Toastmasters is a wonderful place for that particular skill. Going to say hello to Aaron. Hello from Massachusetts. Awesome. Glad to have you here. He's an MA, I'm an MT, Montana, right? All right. So we want to be courageous for anything. Self-defense and emergencies, of course, but anything that scares us, We want to analyze why we're afraid of it, and then step up, have some proper attitude, be committed to overcome that fear, and you be more successful. I was afraid of heights as a kid. So I started forcing myself to go on to high things. Then I said, I know how to get over this fear of heights, or at least beat it. And that's why I joined up to be airborne in the military. Went through basic training and had to do rappelling and different things at heights. So that helped. But then I had to jump out of airplanes. That helped too. I still am not a big fan of heights, but I don't let the fear stop me from doing stuff. Could have never been a paratrooper with the U.S. Army if I would have let that fear of heights hold me back. Got to saddle up, be committed to the goal. The goal was to become a paratrooper, and do it and have that proper attitude. Jay says, good words this morning. Appreciate that, Jay. So that's what I wanted to share with you this morning. Again, I try to keep these not too long because I want just to give a good lesson so you can get on to the rest of your day and succeed at whatever you want to do. Enjoy life and stay safe doing it. So I want you to just remember this today. Courage, attitude, commitment. How can you incorporate those three into your life to be more successful, and do some training so you have those if you ever need it during a self-defense or emergency situation. Until tomorrow, have a fantastic day.